Okay, where are the two dots? Towards the towards the bottom.
Oh, to the bottom?
Like 2/3 of the way down.
Which the Gemara?
Last few words in the line. Dorish, Rav, Avira.
Got it.
Ken? Okay. It's the first. It's you see where the mission is towards like the last 10 lines of the Amud.
Yes.
So you go up about 10 lines, and the first word in the line is Durabonim.
And Dorish Rav?
Dorish Rav Avira.
Avira. Oh, Avira is the next line. Got it.
Dorish Rav Avira. That's his name. Rav Avira.
Dorish means he explained?
He was Doresh, yes, Doresh. Doresh means generally he derives from scriptural sources a teaching, either a halacha or a gadata.
Okay.
But Doresh is to seek out, to get out. So he's getting out from the psukim.
Extracted.
Yes. Using the principles of Torah and Talmudic scholarship. Dorash. And that's past tense. Dorash. He was Doresh. Okay, so Dorash Rav Avira. Zimnein Amarla Mishmei Derav Ami. Zimnim Amarla Mishmei Derav Asi. That's an interesting thing that we're saying over here. Rav Avira, as we said, he was Doresh. And Zimnin, sometimes he would say this drasha in the name of Rav Ami, and Zimnin, sometimes he would say that this drasha in the name of Rav Asi. I'm not sure exactly what that means because it doesn't make any sense.
Right. Well, maybe they both said the same thing.
Okay, that's interesting. Interesting explanation. Good. Very good. Oh, Roy.
Yeah, right.
Chodesh Tov.
Boker Tov, Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh Tov u'Mevorach. Zrat Hashem. See you.
Oh, thank you. Nice to be here. Don't let me interrupt you.
Oh, Baruch Hashem, we do have another copy.
Okay. Thanks. I'll check it out in a minute.
Okay. So at any rate, Rav Avir was Doresh. And he said the following. Amru Malache Hashares. Those are the ones that escort us home on Friday night. Malache Hashares, the ministering angels. A Sar is a minister, right?
Ah.
Sar Bitachon, the Minister of Defense. Sar HaTzava. So, these are the Malachi Hasharis. And they said, Lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So this is a statement that the Malachim say before Hashem. In other words, they're speaking to Hashem. Lifnei is an expression of kavod, like the third person. You address Hashem in the third person. Ribono Shel Olam. Reish Beis Shin Ayin. Ribono Shel Olam. Master of the world. Katuv b'Torasecha. it is written in your Torah, Asher lo yisafanim lo yikach shochad. It's written in your Torah that you are a God who does not play favorites. Lo yisafanim. You're a straight shooter. You treat everyone with equally. There's no favoritism. Lo yikach shochad, and chas v'sholom that you take a bribe. You're the dayan ha'emes. Hello. But look here. We want to call your attention to something. You know, like when you're walking down the street and you hear somebody behind you with a big thing of maybe he's got a wheel cart or something. He says, "Hello, hello, hello." He's saying, "Pay attention. Look out. Hello." Ata no panim liYisrael, but you are no panim to Klal Yisrael. You show favoritism to Klal Yisrael more than the nations of the world. You don't treat the nations. You don't treat don't treat everybody equally. You play favorites with the Jewish people. They're your favorite son. How do we know that? Tiksiv, because we have the pasuk in Bircas Kohanim. Isa Hashem Panov Eilecha. And the last part is V'yasem L'cha Shalom. But there it says in the Torah, and this is what the Kohanim give us a bracha, and they say it with their outstretched hands, wearing the talesim in the Beit HaKnesset, announcing it. L'kol am ve'eda, Hashem should show you favoritism. Give out. Not ashamed. That's the bracha. So what does Hashem say to them? Amar lehem. Hashem says to the ministering angels, V'chilo es haponim liYisrael. Should I not show favoritism to the Jewish people? Isn't it fair to show favoritism to the Jewish people? It's fair. Why is it fair? Shekasavti lehem b'Torah, because I wrote to them in the Torah. They were the ones that were makabel the Torah, and I wrote to them in the Torah, V'chalta v'savata u'virachta es Hashem Elokecha. Sound familiar, this pasuk?
Yeah.
This is the pasuk. This pasuk is the source for the mitzvah of Bircas Hamazon min HaTorah. Bircas Hamazon is a bracha that is mandated by the Torah.
Only Bircas Hamazon, not Reina Fashos?
No. No other bracha. No other bracha is min HaTorah. Bircas Hamazon is min
Because
HaTorah.
you're only satisfied if you have bread. You don't consider to be satisfied if you have bread.
Right. Chalta v'savata. Right. That's correct. It says, and this is you're putting your finger on the subject matter of this issue over here. That Hashem says in the Torah that when is the requirement to bench? It says in the pasuk, "V'chalta," you will eat, v'savata, and you will be satisfied. You will satiate yourselves. Oh, if you satiate yourselves, uberakta, then you have an obligation, according to the Torah, to bless Hashem and say the nusach that we have of Bircas Hamazon. Okay, Berakta es Hashem Elokecha. So that's what I wrote in the Torah. In other words, the only requirement that I wrote in my Torah was that they have to bench me when they are satisfied from this what they ate. And then it says Berakta. Then you have an obligation of bracha. Haim, but they, what do they do? What do the Jewish people do? Haim medaktikim al atzmam. They are very, very
Careful.
medaktikim.
Strict.
They're strict with themselves. They're strict with themselves. They're not satisfied. But they said, they decreed upon themselves ad kazayas, ad kavetza.
That's a good point.
It says here on the side, Ein b'bir agra, Mishlei, bir nifla umatok bezeh. No, okay, fine, that's not what I wanted. There's a bit of a question over here. What does this mean? Ad kazayis v'ad kavetza. Like, what's the question over here?
Which
In
one?
such a little amount, how can you?
Which one?
Which one?
They're not the same.
They're not the same,
So either you bench on a kibbutz or you bench on a kazayas. It's one or the other.
right? How much is a kazayis?
It's an olive.
Kazayis is a zayit, is an olive,
3 ounces.
right? How much is a kavetza?
Bigger. It's bigger.
It's at least
1.2
twice
ounces.
at least twice that amount.
Oh, twice?
At least twice that amount.
6 point.
It's twice that amount. So they're not the same amount at all. So here's a Rashi over here. Rashi says ad kazayis ad kavetza. Let's see if Rashi deals with this question. Okay, ad kazayis ad kavetza. The last Rashi before the Mishnah. Everybody got the Rashi? Ad kazayis ad kavetza.
Got it.
Says Rashi, ad kazayis l'Rebbe Meir, ad kavetza l'Rebbe Yehuda. Ditnan, that we look, because we learn in a Mishnah later on Mem Hey Amid Aleph, ad kama mezamni. How much do you have to eat in order for the zimun to take effect, I suppose it means. In other words, how much is the, I guess the implication over there is generally people have a zimun, and so to make that zimun, because everybody is benching, how much do you have to eat? I'm guessing over there. I haven't seen that, don't remember that Mishnah over there. But, so there's a machlekes over here. Rebbe Meir Omer ad kazayis. So, a kazayis. Ad kazayis. Why exactly that it says ad is also a bit of a question. You don't really mean l'chora ad until a kazayis. You mean
More than
Kazayas.
you need a kazayis. You mean a kazayis, not ad. Not. Yeah.
No, I think they're talking about the case of if Savata, if you're not Savata, how much less do you have to eat before you're chayiv and benching? Because you can go all the way down to a kazayas, or you can go all the way down to a gebetza. And the odd is for going down, not for going up.
All the way down to a kazayas. Okay. It's not generally what ad means, going down.
in other words, up until as little as a gazayas. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Let's
There's
see what
less
the...
and less and less and less. But if you go beyond this, less than this, then you don't bench.
Okay, let's see what the Mishnah says over here. You can take a look for yourselves too. Mem Hey, the beginning of the parak, Kesef Mevorchim. This is the one parak that they learn in yeshivas because it's got all the halachas in it, as opposed to the Igadata that they don't
You're on Daf
usually
Mem?
learn. Daf Mem Hey Amud Aleph. Daf Mem Hey Amud Aleph. But I didn't actually learn this in yeshiva.
Case of Rock is the previous parak.
Oh, this is Shlosha She'okra. Okay, also Shlosha She'okra. Shlosha She'okra. So, Shlosha she'ochlu, 3 that eat together, ka'achas, as one, together. Chayavin lezamein, they're required to make a zimun. Okay, ochel demai, meister rishon, shenotlo trumosoi, meister sheni, vehektish, sheniftu, shamish, ochel kazayas, akusi, v'zamnin olav. All these cases count as having eaten what you need to eat in order to bench. Ochel tevel, it's not. It's usher to eat tevel. Ochel tevel or ma'aser rishon shelo notlo trumasai. It's usher to eat these things. Or ma'aser sheni v'hektish shelo niftu. It hasn't been redeemed yet. You can't eat it. Hashamash she'ochel pachos mikazayis. The servant ate less than a kazayis. V'nochri, whatever the nochri eats. Nochri. Talking about a non-Jew?
Yeah. He eats with you. He's not part of the zenith. Imizaman. It says
He doesn't
Imizaman.
have any obligation to bench. What's the havamina?
Well, say all of these cases. He's saying all of these cases. They're not part of the mezuzah.
The other people they have an obligation to bench when they eat something.
No,
So it's usher, but he doesn't have any obligation in any
But I'm
mitzvah
saying even if
or
you,
blessing
but
anything.
if you eat something,
No
that's
shayt is the blessing.
but it says even if you eat achol tevel in mizaman.
But the person is a Jew. He's a
Right,
bar chiyuva.
but he ate something that's forbidden, so you're not mizaman on something that's forbidden. You're not mizaman on something that's forbidden.
And that I would need to hear.
That's
That I
what
would
it is.
need to hear because
That's
that
what-
person has an obligation to bench.
But
But if this is
when
talking
he ate,
about a non-Jew,
but when he ate was
how can a non-Jew be part of a zimun? He doesn't have any obligation
we
to
said
bench.
we said Akusi was part of his zenith.
The kusi is chayiv in mitzvahs according to the Mishnah.
A chusi is not a nachri.
But we're saying the second part of the Mishnah is saying achol tevel. If you eat something that is forbidden to you, that doesn't count as food for benching. You can't properly thank Hashem for eating forbidden food. It makes no sense. Hashem said, "Don't do this."
Yeah.
How can you say Bircas to the Savata? I'm not.
Okay.
You ate something that's forbidden. So
Okay.
it's like spitting in Hashem's face to make a bracha at that to make
Okay, I'm
to
not
bench
sure
at
what.
that point.
Therefore,
It's giving you a list.
That's why he's saying you don't mizana.
It's giving you a list of conditions where you don't have a mezuzah. And one of those
okay, I
conditions
still don't
is
understand
a
why
nachri.
we have to be told that a non-Jew is not the part of the zimun. I still
Well, how
don't
do we know
understand.
it?
There's a vote in
How do we
front
know
of
it's? How do we know he's not a part? Maybe this is the source.
We don't know. We just have this Mishnah to know that a goy doesn't need to bench.
Yeah. Why not?
We would have thought a goy needs to bench.
Why not? The Torah says.
It's not one of the mitzvahs that he's obligated to,
Yeah,
to
it's
do.
not one of the
It says "Achalta b'savat." It says you, Klal Yisrael,
Yeah,
achalta
yeah.
b'savat, not a goy. Let's take a look at this halacha.
But it's got a vote in front of it. It doesn't have to set him apart from all the other conditions, all the other people.
Let's
It's
see.
saying just, and it happens that a guy is eating in your place, he too.
Tzadi Tes. Kuf Tzadi Tes. We got a Mishnah Berurah here. Oh yeah, okay, that's the word.
Would be referring to a guy who might be in the process of converting.
No.
Doesn't say that. It just says Nachri.
No.
Why should we make things up?
It parallels the hakusi. In the list of yeses, yeah, it has a kusi.
That's,
Right.
And now in the list of no's, it has the nachri. So there's a symmetry there.
But even better, it says Nashim V'Abanim
I think the
V'Ketanim
vote
V'Zam.
is.
What?
Nashim. Yeah.
I think the vote says.
Women are not obligated to bench?
That's what it says. Nashim V'Abanim V'Ketanim V'Zamin. This is.
That I would need to hear though.
It says it right here. The Mishnah says it.
No, okay.
Now not to bench, to be
To be
mitzdarif to a minion, that I need to Ozima, that I would need to hear, because the women are obligated to bench. But I keep saying over it 100 times, a goy is not obligated to bench, so why would we think that he could join a zimun? You hear the question?
Yeah, I hear the question.
Yeah, I hear the question.
Kufzari tes,
Something like that.
sif vav. Let's see here. Right, you're right. That's the subject of this Mishnah. Who is going to be able to join this what do they call it? A quorum of 3. Okay? Shlosha she'ochlu ka'achas hayovin lezamen. That's the main halakha over here. But these other people, these other Jews who are obligated to bench, but they ate something that they're not allowed to eat, but they ate a shear of it. So the Mishnah needs to tell me that they
Zanu.
all of those people that ate those things, they mizamnin olav. That they can make the quorum of 3. Rashi says over there, but Kohanim, he says it on Dibur Mashkil V'Hashamish, the one that's serving. Shisham Sham Besuda. He's serving them in the Suda. V'Ochel Imahem Kazayas. And he ate with them also a Kazayas. Kedei Lehitstarev Imahem Zimun. In order to join with them for a zimun. He's also a Jew. He's also required to bench. Ubechol Hani, and with all of these people that we have mentioned, the one that ate Ma'aser Sheni that was redeemed, the one that ate Truma the Truma was taken from it. So all these people, B'kol Hani, it's Starik Lashme'inim. So why do we need to hear these cases that they're Mizamnin Olav? That the Damu the Isser. Even though it is a bit similar to Isser.
What's similar to Isser?
Okay, so these cases, we didn't really go through these cases. Somebody who ate Damai, right? Somebody who ate Damai. Minatora, what is Damai? We don't know. We bought it from an Amma Arts. We don't know whether the Amma Arts took the proper tithes. Right? Chances are he took the proper tithes, but you never know. You never know with this Amma Arts. Maybe he doesn't know. So you got a question over there. So that's an example of a case of that Rashi says that these cases of these people, the Jews eating it, they're doma to Isser. According to Torah law, we go basaro. We say, look, most Amei Haaretz, they do take the truma at least. And truma is the only one that needs to be taken mina Torah. So that's what they do. So it's but there's other tithes other than the truma that have to be taken, and there's Ma'aser Rishon, there's Ma'aser Sheni. So we don't know whether he took those things. So it's a bit of a question over there. So Rashi says it's doma to Isser. It's doma to Isser what he ate over here. So even though he ate something which is doma to Isser, ein kan bracha ba'aveira. it's not called that he's making a bracha through doing an aveira. Like the Gemara is going to now explain. That's the concept over here. Is it considered to be a bracha ba'aveira? Is it considered that the person is making a blessing through the commission of an aveira? How did he get to make this bracha that he's blessed? Like Lauren said, that he's blessing Hashem because he did an aveira. Such a bracha like that, that's not gonna. He doesn't qualify to join into this zimun over here. Okay. So that's the chiddush of the Mishnah, that mezamnin Allah. He can join. He's part of the quorum. But ochel tevel. Somebody ate tevel, or ma'aser rishon shelo not l'trumasai. He ate tevel, and ma'aser rishon was not taken.
Were you reading
No. In the Mishnah. Sorry. Back to the Mishnah. Just going through the Mishnah over here. He ate tevel, meaning we know that it's tevel. We know that truma was not taken. Okay. In that case, or ma'aser rishon shelo notla trumasoi, or you got ma'aser rishon, which is the ma'aser that's given to the Levi, and the Levi is supposed to take what's called trumas ma'aser. A tenth of his tenth has to be given to the Kohen too, and it wasn't taken. So that's a bigger problem than simply a demai. So in these cases, or ma'aser sheni v'hektish shelo niftu, or it's ma'aser sheni or hektish we know it was not redeemed, or a shamash that ate pachos mikazayis. He ate less than a kazayis. Okay.
There's a Rashi on that. No, I'm sorry.
And then we've got the nachri. Ein mezamnin olav. Ein mezamnin olav. Ein mezamnin olav. And then it says nashim ba'avadim uktanim. Ein mezamnin leihem. Nashim, women, avadim. What type of avadim we're talking about here? Talking about an Ebed Kanani. Ebed Ivri is Pashut that he can join a Zima. Ebed Ivri is a Jew. Ketanim, they're not chayav in mitzvahs, midaraisa, but they are chayav to, when they get to the right age, als chinuch, to midarabonin, to say Bircas Hamazon. So they have a rabbinic obligation. They cannot join the... So I need to hear the Mishnah. I understand that too. I understand all these cases. They cannot be part of the Zimun. But the Nachri, this is what I don't understand. So
you want to know, if a Nachri is not obligated to say Bircas Hamazon at all, how can we even ask the question, is he obligated to be in the Zimun?
Right. What do we need the Mishnah to tell me that he cannot be in a Zimun for? Would we have thought that he could be?
He doesn't bench, how can he possibly be?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a Shulchan Aruch.
What does the Shulchan Aruch say? Okay, you gotta look in Orach Chaim, Siman Kuf Tzadi Tes, Sif, Vav. That's where I'm looking. Okay, let's see what the Shulchan Aruch says. Okay, Nashim, Ve'avodim, Uktanim, Ein Mezamnin Aleihem. Fine? Good. Each one of them I understand why we would need to hear it. Aval Mezamnin La'atzmon. Interesting. The Mishnah, the Shulchan Aruch says they could make a zimun for themselves. V'lo tehei chabura shel nashim ve'avodim uktanim bezamnim yachad mishum pritzusa. So Nashim could make a zimun together themselves. Did you know that?
3 women?
Yep.
That's what the Shulchan Aruch says.
I think I heard that.
No, it's not uncommon.
It's uncommon. I don't think my wife has ever participated in one.
I know people and women get together and
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not uncommon, because you know of a case. It means, uncommon means it's, 20%, 30% of the time.
Oh, interesting. The Mishnah Berurah says over here. Listen to the Mishnah Berurah. Aval mezamnin la'atzmon. That's what the Shulchan Aruch said. Says the Mishnah Berurah. Reshus. They have permission. They have the permission to do so. They have the mandate. They could do it if they want. They don't have to, but they could. Then the Mishnah Berurah says, "V'koi anoshim v'avodim." This, what we're saying over here, that they could be mezamen amongst themselves, is only referring to the nashim and the avodim, says the Mishnah Berurah.
because they have a
The lo katanim and not the katanim.
Because they don't have a chiyuv
The
to mention.
katanim b'nat lav b'nei mitzvah ninu. We're talking here about a mitzvah deraisa. They have no mitzvah deraisa. So if they have no mitzvah deraisa, we're not saying that they should make a minyan, a zimun amongst themselves. Okay. Now the next halakha is interesting also. It says, Lo tehei chabura, you shouldn't have a group here that's making the zimun that's comprised of these different people over here. Nashim, avodim, katanim. They shouldn't make it. They shouldn't make together. Why? Mishum pritzusa the avodim. Pritzusa the avodim.
You know what the
Shechashudim al aznus.
Yeah.
Ve'al mishkav zachor.
Yeah.
Ulachein afilu yesh gimel avodim. Ein mezamnim. Im anoshim b'chabura. Achas. Even if you have 3 avodim together, so technically speaking, there's your zimun. You don't need women to join that zimun, technically. They have a self-contained, but even in that case, what should they do? Stay away, stay to yourselves. Ein mezamnim im anoshim. Do not make the zimun together with women in one habura achas. Nakati ika pritzusa, because that is a pirza. That is a breach in the Torah's requirement of modesty and morality. Pritzes.
Okay, what
Pritzes.
What is immoral?
That
Slaves
slaves and women should be together benching. Because we're concerned, said the Mishnah Berurah, Chashudim, the avodim are Chashudim al znus.
Which means?
Immorality with the women.
If they bench together, they're going to have immorality.
It doesn't do with benching.
They're gonna become closer to one another, more familiar with one another, and it's going to lead. We're concerned that it may lead the wrong thing. Because Ebed Kanani is Chashud al Haznus.
Is that also true with regular Jewish men? There's women with women present?
No.
Doesn't say that. A regular man is not Chashud al Haznus.
So in other words, Abadim are more inclined to seduce.
I have a different question to ask.
Yeah.
When we were learning Modim Rabbanim, we learned that it's like self-evident that we need to be thanking Hashem. It would seem to me that benching after eating would also be self-evident. And why is there a mitzvah commandment to do it? So it would seem to me that we should know that if Hashem gives us this food, we should be thanking Him for this. Why does there need to be a bracha? I mean,
why do we have a mitzvah lo sinach and lo sigzo and lo sirtzach?
Isn't it because there
Part
are,
of the Aseres HaDibros.
Isn't it because there are aspects
It's on
of
the
those
luchos.
that
Yeah.
We don't know that we shouldn't do such things.
I heard that stealing includes stealing sleep, and that's why, because that part of it's not.
Okay, that's one answer. That's one answer. It's many answers. Many answers.
right.
Not everything in the Torah is a paraduma.
No, but I'm saying,
There's many mitzvahs that we understand.
but we say modem d'Rabbanan.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Because we know we should be thanking Hashem, and for that, and the Bircas is we're thanking Hashem.
Okay.
So
But it's
and
not
the same-
obvious that we
and
would thank Hashem by benching, by praying. We might say everything comes from Hashem, so we don't pray for every single thing we get. Therefore, we don't pray for this.
What's the question? What, the Torah doesn't need to write a mitzvah Birkas Hamazon?
Yeah, why don't we learn that the same way we learn modem d'Rabbanan? That we have to say modem
Because
d'Rabbanan.
he's saying, wouldn't we figure it out for ourselves and do
One,
it anyway?
one answer is a very nice answer. Hashem loves Klal Yisrael. Therefore, He gave us a lot of mitzvahs. Why?
Okay.
Why did he make a mitzvah out of something that we would already understand on our own that this is what we should do? Because when we have a mitzvah, then we're doing it because Hashem commanded it, and we get a schar of a mitzvah.
Okay.
As opposed to, well, we're doing this because we understand that this is the right thing to do. That's not a mitzvah. A mitzvah means I'm doing it because I'm commanded.
Yeah, okay.
It's true that many things that Hashem commands are things that we can understand, make a lot of sense. They're very good things. Right?
Okay, I learned that for negative commandments, Hashem does not give us a negative commandment unless we have a taiva to do it. Hashem doesn't say, don't put beans in your ears. Is that principle not true also of positive?
Do you have a taiva to... Well, okay, I guess you do. You have a taiva to eat basar b'cholak, right? And Hashem
Right.
said no. You have a taiva to eat insects. Little
My-
tiny insects.
I have Timani friends. They have a Kabbalah.
Well, people do eat insects.
I have Timani friends who eat grasshoppers. They have the Kabbalah on grasshoppers.
Before I became kosher, I ate snails.
There's taivas that are mutter. The Gemara says you don't need to eat chazer. There's a type of a thing that tastes like chazer. Eat that instead. The point is, I'm doing this because Hashem said no.
So you're saying my
I'm not
principle
It's not simply because what?
Are you saying that the principle I just quoted is not true?
I don't know. I've never heard that. There are things that are taivas that are mutter also. It's a mitzvah. We have a taiva to do it, and it's a mitzvah, and we're supposed to make it a mitzvah, not stam a taiva. Everything we do is supposed to be mitzvahs. So what are you saying? You're saying that the only if it's something you have a taiva to do, Hashem said no.
Right.
And if you don't have the taiva, there's no such thing as a mitzvah not to do it.
Right.
I don't know.
That's
You
what I was saying.
have to do a research. You have to go through all the 365 losases in the Torah. There's 365, and see. I'll say this. You know what? The fact that Hashem says it's usher
Gives you a time.
is already a time to do it.
Yeah.
Because Shlomo Melech says, "Ma'im genuvim, they are sweet." So there's no way around it.
The forbidden food is the
No way around it. Once Hashem makes the Isser, The Yetzer Hara says, do that. Yeah, that's what you want to do. And you have to tell the Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Hara, I know you're talking to me. I'd like to tell you the following thing. You see this long pier over here? Or the short pier? Go take a long walk. Jump in a lake. Go jump in a lake. Tell him where to get off. That's what it's all about. So for sure, Lamaisa, for sure, every Yisr person has a time to do. And he doesn't like to be told, but a person doesn't like to be told what to do. Not everyone knows. That's a person. That's the way Hashem made us.
One of the
And
reasons
that's our avoda to submit.
One of the reasons that Hashem commands us to bench is because eating, we do that constantly, and it keeps us alive. And Hashem wants us to remember, to remind us all the time that we are eating to keep alive. Really. I mean, other things keep us alive too, but eating is something that people do all the time. And can easily take for granted.
And the Gemara in Bircas says everything that we eat before we eat it, it's Hashem's food. He created it. It belongs to Him. To eat it without a bracha is a form of gezel. Hashem says, make a bracha.
Hello.
Now I allow you to eat it.
Hello.
When someone opens the door for you, you have to say thank you. I mean, it opens the door for you because you're supposed to, but when you go through, you have to say thank you. In other words, it's both the same, two sides of the same coin. That bencher, that brachas, Rishon and bracha Acharon are the same school, same thing. You know what? Yeah, because you say thank you. You know, so Hashem said to this food,
Hello.
and then cup it, and that's it. Forget about it. Say thank you as well to finish off the process.
Okay? Right? There's a reason why, yeah, in other words, it's not enough to say the bracha before you eat. The rice is to make the bracha after you eat.
If you don't make a bracha acharon, the bracha rishon, the first bracha, you still say the second one. You still say bracha acharon.
Yeah. The main point over here, what's the story with Avraham Avinu? How did Avraham Avinu get people to become servants of Hashem?
He said, okay, now you have to pay for the meal.
Here's all this. He gives them this wonderful. He gives them tongue and mustard and the most luscious food in the middle of nowhere, the desert where there's no food over there, and they're hungry and thirsty.
Yummy.
And what does he tell them? The guy says, "Oh, thank you very much, Abram." He says, "Don't thank me. Thank the one that brought you this food. You don't realize that this food comes from Hashem? Why are you thanking me?" He says, "Oh, no, I don't want to thank him." Okay, then the idea, that's the idea of benching. That we recognize that we're acknowledging that this comes from Hashem. It keeps us alive. Because He's the one that's keeping us alive. Interesting. What happened over here was...
So we never answered the question about money.
And if you read to the end of this sip right here, it doesn't mention a word about a nakri.
Right.
You check the Rambam now?
Why?
That the Ein Mishpah is Mitzayin to the Shulchan Aruch. Ein Mishpah Os Zion. He's Mitzayin to the Shulchan Aruch. And it doesn't say a word about a nakri.
How do we know that Nachi doesn't wash?
Doesn't say not to bench, not to bench in the Summon.
I know, but I'm saying, how do we know that not to doesn't bench at all? What's the source?
Main. And the mitzvah of Achalta v'Savata is talking to Klal Yisrael. You, Klal Yisrael, shall eat, and you'll be satisfied, and you'll bench. So,
Okay, so this.
so you could ask that question, how do we know that a goy doesn't have a mitzvah of shatnez? Well, because the Torah is talking to the people that accepted the Torah. It's not talking to the people that rejected it.
Okay.
We wouldn't, in other words, we don't need to say, how do we know that a goy is not chayiv in Taryag mitzvahs? He's not chayiv in Taryag mitzvahs because he's not chayiv in Taryag mitzvahs because he never accepted it.
Right, right. So it's only the 7, and the benching is not one of the 7.
Benching is not one of the 7. Okay.
All right. So.
No, there is no.
All right. So I understand your question. I don't have an answer for you.
All right.
So,
Well, I
okay.
thought maybe I had an answer, but he slugged me up.
The upschlag.
I was upslugged.
Okay, so to be continued.